Hey guys, Nathan here from Best Sanctuary. This is another episode of the Comic Corner, and today I'll be reviewing Harley Quinn issues 0 to 4. So I picked these up yesterday at Big Pete's Collectibles in North Van on Lonsdale. I believe most of you know that my favorite comic book character is the Joker, and Harley Quinn is Joker's lover. So thought I would just pick them up and give them a quick read, and so far I'm really liking it. Some basics, obviously, for people that don't know, is produced by DC Comics. Kind of ironic with the Captain America shirt, eh? Let's zoom in on some of these covers and the artwork and review. Here you can see issues 0 and then 1, 2, 3, and 4 behind here. But I thought I would just do a quick look over of covers. Now, the artwork is incredible. I'm really happy with the artwork in these comics. Now, I usually base my comics off of the artwork because I think artwork has a huge contribution to the experience that the reader has in comic books. So does writing, but I think the art has more of influence on the experience. So the artwork is done by a bunch of people. I'm not going to name them all, but it's a really good comic book series so far. Right now there's issues 0 to 4. Sorry, that's not in order. You can see here that the covers, they're amazing. I mean, if you read them, then you'll understand the covers, obviously, but I like the covers, they're really nice. At this point, I'm gonna spoil some of the plot line because I have to in order to make it a good review. Harley Quinn has been given the ownership of an apartment by this guy that left it in his will, and she becomes a landlord, so she moves all her stuff in, and she gets about 2 huge floors of the apartment to herself, her own elevator, but she has to pay most of the expenses, as the tenants, they only cover about 45% of the total costs of the apartment. So she has to go out and find a way to get that money, and I think it's about, they mentioned it, I think it's about $6,000 a month to cover the expense of the apartment. What she does is she applies to a couple jobs. One is a nurse, so she has to get all make-upped up and get a different outfit on. As her skin is bleached, she has to put on a bunch of makeup and she hates it. And her other job is roller derby team. Obviously, this suits Harley Quinn very well, as she gets to beat up other girls. So she gets those 2 jobs, and she goes out and does her usual business in those jobs, and then she ends up having a hit list on her. Coming into contact with some killers that are trying to kill her because there is a reward for $2 million for her, but she has no idea who has put the hit list on her, and so she's trying to figure it out, and she has no idea. Anyway, she comes in contact with a bunch of them, and then she kills them, and she's trying to figure out why people are trying to kill her. In this Valentine's Day special, Poison Ivy comes along, drops off a plant at her house, and then Harley Quinn eats one of the berries off the plant, and then it tracks basically everyone, as you can see, into falling in love with her. And at the beginning she was depressed because she had no one to love her, and vice versa. Towards the end, she's just fed up with it because there's all these guys that are trying to do nasty things to her because they fall in love with her. Eventually it goes away, but then this final, in number 4, her usual nursing therapist job, and she meets this old woman, and she says how her son only sees her about 2 times a year, same with his family. And then so she goes out as Harley Quinn, captures that family, she holds them hostage, as you can see, and then gives them grief, and then kicks, first it's the son off the dock, and then it's the wife, and then she talks to the husband, and the husband says that his mom, who's the old lady that she helped earlier in the day, has Alzheimer's, and that they go and see her 3 times a week rather than 2 times a year. All embarrassed, and she's like, oh, leaves them be on the low tide water. She goes back and she says she should read her profiles first before she does anything, which is kind of good to do. And then she has another appointment with another guy. As you can see, has robotic arms and legs, and she finds out that he's actually cyborg, or was cyborg, and he has some unfinished business to take care of, and he asks for her help, and then that's the cliffhanger there. So overall, I'm really enjoying the series. Like I said, I just picked it up yesterday, and I've read them in under a day, which is unusual for me because I'm kind of a slow reader. Definitely going to pick up the rest of the series. I always keep my comics in very, very good condition. They're always bag and boarded after I read them. I always take care of them when I'm reading them, because hopefully in the future they'll be worth a lot. But the series it's funny. I'm sure you've seen, I might post some photos of some of the funny parts within the video. Artwork is awesome. Like I said, I purchase my comic books and novels off the art because it brings so much more to the comics, in my opinion. And yeah, I like the Joker, so I was like, might as well get Harley Quinn because Harley Quinn is awesome as well. So if you guys enjoyed that first comic review, as always, with time, they will improve. The quality will get better. I'll get better at articulating the language and reviewing it more, if that makes any sense, and going into more detail with like better reviewing. That just comes with practice and time, so bear with me. Thank you for watching. This is Nathan from Dice Sanctuary. Look forward to more videos, and don't forget to subscribe, and peace.